Welcome back. September is National Preparedness Month. It's a time for communities and families to plan in case of an emergency, and that goes for your finances as well. Joining us now is William Stern. He is the founder of Cardiff, and he's a dad of 3. He's got real practical advice to help you strengthen your finances. Welcome. It's great to see you.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I think, when we think about preparedness, I don't know if we often think of our finances unless we're close to retirement. So I'd love for you to talk about a blueprint, maybe some things that you've used in your own family to set yourself up for success.
Yeah, I think, as it is, preparedness, nobody tends to think about financial, right? They think of like prepping and all these kinds of other things, like keep a flashlight where it belongs and make sure it has fresh batteries. But financial preparedness should start when you're young. It shouldn't start when you're my age. I'm 46, right? When kids get their first job, let's say out of high school or out of college, that's when they should start contributing to their 401k and setting themselves up for a future that is not difficult on their kids, right? There are so many resources out today that allow people to save for the future. And it can be not just for yourself, right? We're talking about preparedness. There's a 529 plan that has gone through a lot of changes in the legislation that allow you to plan for your kids' vocational schools and test preparedness. For example, now with the 529, you can use that to pay for SAT prep. So there are so many resources out there. For a lot of parents, it can seem overwhelming. My advice, you don't have to have someone that kind of holds your hand and helps you, right? Like a financial planner. Go to ChatGPT, go to Gemini, ask it questions, right? Like, I want to set myself up, right? In the future, how should I invest? What should I look to?
I love your advice, and it was interesting. You just mentioned SAT preparedness and 529s paying for those, because I was reading in our notes that you're a homeschool dad. So obviously, business is important to you and finances are important to you, and you know a lot about that. But educating your kids, you got 3 beautiful boys. Your wife is beautiful too. So setting them up for success with whatever that education may mean in the future is obviously key to our own financial stability as parents.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. I mean, we want what's best for our kids, right? When we're younger, we want, selfishly, we want the best for ourselves. But as we sort of age and become parents, now, right, the focus and the spotlight is on how we can improve things for our kids. And so with the change in the legislation for the 529 plan, I think it's a great idea to prepare, put tax-free money away and prepare them for their future. And listen, not every kid is going to go to college, but vocational schools are hot again, getting training in some sort of capacity, whether it's, I want to be an electrical contractor, I want to be a carpenter, a woodworker, a drywaller. There's so many different vocational trades that aren't going anywhere in the sort of gig economy that we're living in. And the 529 plan is a great way to set them up. I think another great idea is financial literacy. Last month, August 14th, was Financial Literacy Day. So many of us struggle with financial literacy, and we don't necessarily set the best example for our kids. Kids, they don't learn from listening, they learn from watching. And so if they see a 2-parent household struggle with their finances and live sort of paycheck to paycheck, I think it's pretty obvious. So teaching kids financial literacy is not just giving them an allowance and asking them to sweep the floor and wipe the table and take the garbage out. Financial literacy is understanding like, hey, you've got to make some income and you're not too young to do it. Go door knock down the street, ask all the neighbors if you can pull their cans out for trash day, and then twice a month, ask them if you can upgrade them, right? Cross-sell, upsell, bundle, right? We're all familiar with these terms. Can we wash their garbage cans too, right? And if they say yes and if they say no, the kids are going to have to learn how to deal with that rejection. They're also going to have to get out of their shell and get uncomfortable and sell something. And then there's cost to running that little business. So they got a little balance sheet and a P&L.
I love that you just said upgrade them. Just thinking about talking to the neighbors and upgrading them is just so awesome. Okay, I'd love, because we're running out of time, share some secrets, money habits that can set us up and help build wealth within the family.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great place to end at. Too many middle income families are struggling to save today, right? Inflation is a hot button in today's news. There's so much stress on a household to pay for things. Groceries are expensive, clothes are expensive, supplies are expensive. So it's how do you manage? How do you manage to get ahead? And listen, you can't manage what you don't measure. So my advice to parents is put all your finances on the table. That means all the credit card debt, all the installment debt, like, cars and stuff like that. Put it all on the table and be honest with each other and be like, we need a plan. And then essentially, right, pay down that highest interest debt first. Too many people focus on credit cards that have the smallest amount first because they want to get momentum. Listen, momentum's overrated. Go for the high interest debt first, pay that down, just kind of whittle your way down until you're debt free. Also, avoid buying big expensive cars. They give you a 5 to 7 year term, but listen, that is not a reward. That's slavery, right? Buy an affordable car in cash and use the money to pay off your mortgage and pay off your debt and live debt free.
Such great advice. You could join us every day on this show. William, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For more information, you can visit cardiff.co.